All
Hi,
right.
Baba.
Hi, Abale.
My name, how are you?
Good. I'm back in Cape Town, as you know, and you're back in Tel Aviv.
Yes, I'm in Tel Aviv in heaven.
Yes, it is heaven for you. Yeah. You had a great weekend all over
Yes,
Israel.
yes.
And then I landed today back in Cape Town, back in
Wow.
South Africa. Yes.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Welcome back, Bobby.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yes.
So
Okay.
today we're back with a Facebook Live on a
hmm
Wednesday. Usually it's
Yeah,
a Tuesday.
it's actually
And
Tuesday today.
yeah, exactly. Because of the Facebook Live. Yeah. And what we're talking about today is the power of decisions. And basically, I think that everybody has this instinctive thing that they know, that kind of be careful what you wish for, because sometimes what you
Yeah.
decide happens, but then it's usually random. Like you decide something and then either it's happens, which is fantastic, or it doesn't. And it sometimes seems like the bad things that you decide happen and not the good, and randomly the good. So there's this thing that people know that what they decide can come about,
hmm
but often it's not really under your control.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the subject of today, the
Okay.
power of decision, and how do you gain that control?
Okay. So let's first of all look what's the opposite of decision. The opposite of decision is a maybe.
Maybe, yeah, true.
Maybe is the opposite of decision. Now, what does it mean, maybe? It means you've got 50% yes, 50% no.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's really the definition of a problem.
Hmm.
So when you are in a maybe is a self created problem because a problem is a force counter force 50% yes, 50% no. So
Right.
maybe is a spatialized problem by the fact that it is a self-created problem.
Okay, got
So
you.
for as long as you don't make a decision, what you do, you never do nothing. What you do, you create a spatialized maybe, a problem.
Hmm.
Okay?
Yes. Okay, got you.
That's quite amazing. Yes?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Now, just something technical. Are we actually online on Facebook, on
Let's have a look.
Instagram? Just let's check for a second to
Okay,
see
let's
that we are
see.
online.
Okay, one moment. Okay, yes, I see us on Instagram, first of all, which is
Perfect.
good.
Yes, it's very
And
good.
okay, and then we have, I see that on mine is live, and people are commenting under my one, I see.
Okay, good.
But on your one, it's not coming through. So it's on Facebook on mine. Some people are commenting. I see that on mine, people are commenting, but for some
Okay,
reason,
good.
we don't see it. On YouTube, people see it, but I
Yes.
think there might be an issue on your Facebook because earlier there was a technical thing. But anyway,
Okay, good. So no problem. So I see Margaret is here and
yes,
Mariella
yes,
is here. Okay.
yes, exactly.
Nice, nice.
Hi,
Okay.
hi. And then also Mariah said, love you guys so much. Excited for today's live. And Shaked
Yes,
said, you can see
nice.
us and hear us.
Okay, good. So it's good. So we are online. Perfect.
Yes,
So we
yes.
said
Okay.
that. When you have an indecision, what you have a maybe, and that maybe is a spatialized problem. It's a specialized situation where you're actually creating self problem. So far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good.
Okay. So what happened if you look at life? You'll see that at life, what you have, you first of all make a decision to be
Hmm.
nice. You
Okay.
make a decision to be nice. Because you are nice to someone, he will communicate with you. If you are nice to someone, you will actually make him make a decision just by
Okay,
being
that's
nice. Just by
okay.
being nice to someone, he will make a sane decision. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Now, once you actually nice to someone and he make a decision, he make a decision to understand.
Okay, to understand you or what,
of the
right?
situation or anything.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
Okay. So you
Yes.
start with you decide to make to be nice. He decide to understand. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now you decide that you can cause something with someone else.
Yes.
He decide he can cause something with someone else.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once you have the decision that you can control or you can cause something with someone else, that someone else is, that you are not the effect of someone else, but you actually can take responsibility for it, at one point you will get to the decision again. It's just a matter of deciding. So if you do something without a decision, if you communicate without a decision, you're not communicating, you're parroting.
Okay, got you. Yeah,
Okay.
you have to first of all decide what it is you're going to say, otherwise you're just talking without knowing what it is
Yes.
you're saying. Got you.
Yes.
Yes.
So you make a decision to be nice. You make a decision to understand. You make a decision that what you do to someone else, it's you. That
Okay.
anything that happened, anything that you cause, it's you. And then you make a decision at a higher level. And this is just level of higher and higher decision. At a higher level, you make a decision that not only what you've done is you, but anything that happened to you is also you.
Got you. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then what happened once you are able to make that decision that uh, you like people, you actually like people, you understand them. What you cause, it's you. What happened to you, it's you. The next thing that happened, you simply know
Hmm.
for no reason at all.
Okay, got
You
you.
see, understanding is knowing by with the reason, by fact. So you understand something.
Yeah, there's always something. Yeah, got
Yes,
you.
that's understanding. But once you decide that what you've done is you and what happened to you is you, if I hit you, it's you, it's me. And if you hit me, it's also me. At
Hmm.
that moment, I simply know.
Got you.
And then there is something magical that happened. Once you know, you can bring something out of nothing. And I need to explain that a bit. Yes. So I gave you
Okay,
first
so
the gradient scale of how to together. Yes. So you'll see
yes,
a person that don't like people, a person that don't like computers, will not communicate with computers. A
right.
person that don't like his wife will not communicate with his wife. A person that don't like children will not communicate with children. Okay.
Yes. Yes,
So
got
he
you.
will not understand him. He will not understand computer. He will not understand his wife. He will not understand his children.
Right.
Yes. But assuming that he did understand, at one point he will decide that what he's doing, it's him. He will have this thing that, okay, and before that he will understand why thing happening. And at one point he will say, okay, you know what? I can see that I caused that. One thing, I can cause that. And then the more you improve his power of decision, the more you get him to understand, to realize, or actually to decide, the more you get him to decide that what happened to him is also him.
Okay, so basically you have a situation where what you're saying is the more that somebody understands those around them, the more they can decide
Not the opposite.
in
The
that.
more you decide to communicate,
Okay.
you decide to like. So you
Yeah.
understand, you decide now, I understand. Because if you don't want to understand your wife because you're upset with her, so you don't like her, so you decided you don't like her, there will not be the next level of I understand. The
Okay.
only thing that cut communication line is lack of liking.
Got you. Yes, I agree. So first
Yeah.
of all, you're saying you by liking the person or liking the thing, you can communicate with that thing.
Yeah, but the decision to like, it's not liking, it's not a powder that someone put on and all of a
Yes.
sudden you like someone. You decide, I like.
Okay.
You decide, I can communicate. You decide, I understand. You decide, it's me. The missing thing is that people think, well, I just don't understand him. And they basically says there is an understanding powder that someone throw around and it just didn't hit me.
Yes, I see.
You
So when
understand?
people think, yeah, I do. So when people say, I just don't understand them, the missing step is I didn't decide to like them and I didn't decide to communicate with them. So that's why I don't understand, which I get. But sometimes people don't even know how to decide to like the person.
Yeah. So what? So you'll see that the first decision is to like or not to like.
Okay, so the person decides I don't like the person. I just don't like
Then
them.
then that's the end of that person. There's no life for him. You are when you die is the moment that you got to a point where you have nothing more to like.
Okay, but if somebody just bothers you and the sight of them just they get on the wrong your nerves, and you don't like them. And so of course I get you won't understand them, but how do you repair or bring about the liking again for someone that's very unlikable?
Okay. So you decide to like him. You
But
make
you
the
don't.
decision. Yeah, but so if you don't, you're just an effect. So it's happened to you. So you're already
Yeah.
dead in that area. Okay.
Okay, got
And you will
you.
have
Yeah.
different areas, like you've got in your body, you've got cells that dying every day. So you have areas in your life that will sell. The problem is that the more cells are dying in your life, the more people you don't like, the less life you have in you, because you are as alive as you make decision, because the decision is to like and then to communicate.
Okay, got you. Okay, so you
You cannot
despite
communicate with something that you don't like. The first thing is to like, because liking is when you like someone, what you say is, I'm willing to share the same space. Only once you're willing to share the same space with someone will you be able to communicate. Prerequisite for communication is liking.
100%, I can see that. You don't communicate really with things you don't like at all. So if you don't really like the person, you need to find something to like about them.
You need to decide, because there's no such thing not liking, because every single person is perfect and anything that is not perfect is not him. So if you don't like the person, the problem is not with that person. The problem is with your ability to separate the person from his insanities. And since
Yeah,
everyone have insanities, if you don't gain that ability, sooner or later you will hate everyone. You'll
right.
see. You can look at any person, any good person, and you can find bad things with them. You can
Yeah,
look at any bad person and you can find good things with them. So
right.
it means that if you don't see good, it's only that you did not decide to see the good.
Yes. Yes, I see that. And then, by the way, you have the grumpy old person who doesn't like anyone, but it doesn't have to be an age thing. There can be a grumpy, I don't know, 20-year-old that doesn't like anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have that as well. So, okay, so you decide I like, you decide I communicate, you decide to understand, and then you know, then you have this thing of I know.
You decide first that what you do is you. You stop blaming others. Because
Okay.
once you understand, at understanding, you use understanding to find how can I justify how to blame someone.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
above understanding, there is this thing of, okay, it's me. I stop blaming other people for my action only. Other action, I'm still using understanding to blame them.
Okay, got you. Okay.
And then above that, you start to say, if someone hit me, it's me because I put myself there. If a crocodile ate me, it's not a crocodile, it's me because I put myself there.
Yes.
I did all those intricate actions so I could stand. in front of the crocodile and be and eaten by the crocodile.
Got you. Okay. And then
Okay.
at that level,
And only at that level will you know. Before that, you will just be a slave to some degree or another. Once you know, the amazing things that happen is that you can bring something out of nothing. So, for example,
Mhm.
what do I mean something out of nothing? I decided one day that I wanted to close this deal with this guy, but I had no. It was like 10 years ago, and I had no way to connect with him. It was in Israel, and
Mhm.
just was no way that I would connect with him. Nothing. And I started to talk to people, and he was like impossible to get. And I was like, fine, not a problem. I will meet him. And I was in a meeting with all the developers and all the people of the marketing. And then I said, don't worry, I will get to him. And they said, but it's impossible to get to him. He's not even in Israel. I said, don't worry, I'll meet him.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, I'm sitting in a restaurant and like a fancy restaurant. And the next table next to me, who is the guy? That guy. He just arrived to Israel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you can say,
Amazing.
no, no, that's coincidence. And I'd say, okay, fine, it's coincidence, not a problem. But I can tell you about many things, many big things and small things. I decided that I really need my car to be serviced. Okay. And I don't want to take it to get serviced, and I don't want to wait for them to come and take because it will take another 2 weeks. And so I'm just thinking, okay, fine, I'm going to get the car serviced. I don't say how, I don't decide who will do that. I said the car will go to service, and I want it to be done in maximum 2 days from now.
Hmm.
And I know it will happen. By the end of that day, it was somewhere around 4 o'clock. Daniel, our cousin, called me
Yeah.
and said, hey, Mayor, can I use the car? I said, yes, of course, but I want you to take the car to service. He said, yes, I'd love to take the car for service.
Amazing. There we go.
Here we go.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Totally. So then those, yeah, that just happens.
Yeah. The moment that you decide that you know, which mean not knowing based on not knowingness is not something that you look at some facts. It's not the result of thinking. It's not the result of looking at the past. Knowing is a decision that regardless of anything I was 3 years old, this story, and I
Mhm.
decided that I know how to fix the radio at home,
Right.
and I just knew how to fix the radio at home.
Yeah.
But I made the decision that I'm going to open the radio. I'm going to take this cover. I'm going to take this vacuum tube. I'm going to go to my dad. I'm going to tell him this is the problem. He asked me, how do you know that this is the vacuum tube and not any other one? And I told him, how do you know that your name is your name? What do you mean? How do I know?
Right. Yeah. So that's amazing. But you have that. You have that thing of I know. And of course, that's what you're trying to essentially convey and teach is that you need to just know. But what you're saying before you get there, there's
I give
some
you the
other steps
gradient scale.
before.
I give you the gradient
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah.
Just
Now,
first of
why?
all, decide to like.
Okay.
Decide
Now,
to
by
like,
the way,
decide to like, decide to like.
yeah.
People think, and people will tell you, yeah, and you need to hate, you need to hate, you need to hate. Don't like, don't like, don't like, don't like. And you will see that liking is so amazing because it melt barriers.
Hmm. I can see that for
Liking
sure.
melt barriers and hating build barriers. The opposite of liking will be hating.
Right. Now, Marielle here asks, so you can make the decision not to be with the person. Like if you
Mm.
don't like a person,
That's
can you
not
just,
That's not a decision that you make, that's a justification. Because decisions, the spirit can make only a good decision, which means the spirit can make only decision toward closer, more communication, more love, more understanding. The spirit cannot make a decision of the opposite. It's just incapable of. The spirit is incapable of doing bad, so the spirit is capable only of pluses.
Right.
The minus is an automatic thing that happen due to a prior agreement. So
Right.
every time you see a decision, a bad decision by someone, what does it mean, bad decision? Less affinity, less communication, less understanding, less it's me, and less I know. Every time you see one of those things, the more you see that things happen to you, the more you know it is not you.
Hmm. There's something else there, but it's not you running
Yeah,
the show.
it's not you. It's the excuse. How do you paint it as yours? How do you take something that's really bad and paint it in good colors? By saying, I made a decision to hate him. You're incapable of hating. I made a decision not to communicate. You're incapable of doing it.
Hmm.
The spirit is incapable of doing something that is bad. And what is bad is what men consider that separate him, that add more space. So anything that brings together, anything that removes space, anything that removes barriers is good in this universe, and anything that increase barriers is not good. And you'll see that the
Yeah.
spirit is incapable of bad.
Amazing. Okay, so I mean, we're actually coming near the end of the live, but because I mean, it's a huge subject, of course. Now,
We
how do
didn't
you
even
know?
start. Yes, I didn't
We
even.
didn't
We
even
didn't even
start.
start to talk about the different universes and how
Right.
do you actually bring about something out of nothing and so on and so on. Yes.
Yeah, I know it's a massive, but in a nutshell, why do people have this thing of, you know, be careful what you wish for, right? In other words, bad things happen. Your decision comes about almost not under your control. Why does that happen?
So your decision comes about because you are that powerful, and the problem is not the decision is come about. The problem is your ability. If you don't know that you created the decision, if you don't know that you created the thing, it will hit you. It can damage
Hmm.
you. And if you know that it's you that created it, it cannot damage you. So the problem is not that something come about. The problem is how much of this thing you're willing to say, it's me.
Got
The
you.
problem is
Good
not
or
what
bad?
happened. It good or bad. There's not, if you say it's me, it must be good. You turn it into good.
Got you.
The moment that you say that it's me, you will see that you will realize that it's actually it is very good, and you will see that sometimes things happen to you, and years later you say, yes, if I could only see the full picture, I would. It was such an opportunity. It was so good, but I was so limited in what I'm looking at. Blah blah blah, because you didn't say it's me. If you actually acknowledge it's you, it's your decision, all of a sudden you will see the good in it because the spirit is incapable of bringing about something bad.
Incredible. So, and that makes sense. So, if you were to find a situation where you thought, wow, like I wished for that and here it happened, good or bad, if you recognize what you brought about, that will, I would imagine, would rehabilitate your power to actually make decisions that stick because you realize, oh, wow, there was that time that I said I wanted that.
Yeah, it puts you at the
Or,
position of cause.
yeah, it
And
makes you
before that,
more
you're in
cautious.
effect, not more,
Yes.
at the position of cause.
Yeah,
Because
right.
there's no more cause, less cause. You either cause or effect.
Right. Got you. Got you. So that's a interesting tool in general that when things happen, and especially as you go up the scale, to find what are the things that you actually had decided to have happen that happened.
Yeah. You
It's
can
something
take
you can
any
practice.
you can take any situation and resolve it by asking yourself or asking someone else, how can you become more cause over it? How did you create it? How does the situation helps you? This is different way to ask the same question. So someone
Yes.
had an accident, and maybe it will be very annoying at the beginning, but if you ask him, so how does it help you? He said, well, this is an accident. It doesn't help me at all. Don't you see? It's a broken car, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I understand. How does it help you? And you
Yeah.
will find out that it actually helped him in a
Mm.
weird way, but it does
Yeah.
help him.
Amazing. For sure. I can see that. I can see that. It would be crazy at first to, yeah, they would resist it, but they would find that, oh, I thought if I had an accident, I don't know, I'd get off work or whatever, and somehow it helps them.
Yeah,
They come
yeah,
up with something.
yeah. It is the only thing that you can do for a person is increase his ability to make decisions.
Mhm.
And at the lower level, the decision is to like, the decision is to understand, etc. And at the highest level, the decision is, I know, I know, never mind why. And you see, by the way, you see that the children go through this phase of I know because they realize that the parents are a little bit cuckoo. They're always telling them, you don't know, you don't know. In decision, the children try to assert, look, I know, I know, I know, I know. And a stupid person, stupid parent will tell the children, no, you don't know, you don't know, and you will close them and as on you don't know, and they lost it. And a smart parent will say, of course you know, honey, tell me more.
Mm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then that will just expand it. That
Exactly.
will expand that power.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
So, wow, it's again a massive subject, but we've talked about it for almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think on a bottom line level, it's find what you can like more as the beginning, of course. And when things happen, good or bad, find how you created it, what you decided to put there originally, which made it happen, and that it
Yeah.
was you. And
Yeah.
you'll amplify your power to actually know.
Yeah. Even if you find a small part of it that you created, start with a small part. Well,
Right,
what I created, I did not press the brake fast enough. Okay, it's me.
right.
It's a small thing. All the rest is everyone else. But
Hmm.
this one small millimeter thing, it's me. Okay, good. So if something can improve in a millimeter, it can improve to infinity.
Yeah.
That's a law. So if you can see a little bit of how you are cause over it, how you made that decision, soon enough, you will improve to more and more. And the key is to know, just to know, to have it as a stable datum, even if sometimes I don't see it and sometimes I'm sure it's the other side and blah, 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 blah. Just know it's just a decision. It's just your decision. At the bottom line, it's your decision. And if you simply know that as something really stable, is a kind of an axiom, it is you. If you know that, your life can go up, down, blah, blah, blah. You will always fish yourself out with that one stable piece of data. It's me.
That's super powerful. That's very powerful. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, very cool. And I love the gradient to get to there.
Yeah.
Even the small things, just start to find it and build it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, really, really amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. That 30 minutes, first of all, flew by.
Yes.
That really went fast.
Yes.
And Eva said, you can talk another 30 minutes. I'll be happy to hear more. And yeah, there was a couple people that said, you can keep going. It's fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was really amazing.
Thank you.
Very, very interesting. Let me see if over here. Yeah, Ashley said, wow, so powerful. Yeah, there's a couple of people going, that was amazing, because it really was.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing. Okay, so
Okay.
I think that that's it for today, even though I think we both want to talk more about it.
Yeah.
But we will continue next week, next Tuesday. We'll have another Facebook Live. It'll probably be a subject that's still connected to this in some way, but we'll
I, I
develop
can
it further.
suggest that next week we'll do the power of universes, and most people will think is the universe give me, and they will find some amazing surprises. That the first thing, the universe give you nothing, because since when a dead thing can give you something? A universe is a dead thing. It's
Right.
not a being, it's a physical thing. So since when the universe give me? When you hear people say, well, the universe gave me that. The universe did not give you anything. You give everything to the universe. So we should
Yeah,
talk about universes and fake
that would be cool.
realities around it.
That would
Universes
be
and
very
fake
cool.
realities around it.
Universes. I love that. And the fake realities around it. Okay, done. Next week, Tuesday,
Okay.
that'll be an awesome subject. I love that.
Okay. And next week,
Okay.
Tuesday, I will be in Cape Town. I'll
Yeah,
go
you'll be
back
back.
to, yeah, I'll go back to heaven, from heaven to heaven.
Yeah, from one heaven to the other.
Yes,
Yeah,
from one heaven to the same heaven, just in with different considerations.
exactly. I love it. A different universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Okay, Abela, I love you. And
Okay.
thank you for today. That was really, 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 really cool.
Yes, I love you, and I cannot wait to see you back at home. And
Mwah,
mwah,
me too.
I love you.
Mwah.
And thank you very
Love you.
much for everyone that joined and listen and comment. And
Yes,
we'll see you
big thank
next
you.
week.
Yeah.
Mwah. Love you,
Bye-bye.
Baba. Love you.
Love you.